So let's get started with our news roundup for this week. Go ahead, Ismail.
Yeah, so today there's a lot going on today. Um, First off, for our Spanish speaking community friends, I hope you're ready to claim another set of new PO-ups because usually we run these PO-ups every single week during the community calls, but today is a special day because Claudia Diaz, NIM's chief scientist, will be attending an AMA with Gate. I'm sure you all have heard of Gate IO. It's a pretty familiar exchange, at least to me, and I guess most other people in the crypto space. It's going to start in about 2 hours. So if you want to join the AMA today, that will be perfect because you'll also be able to claim another set of PO-ups. Adding to this, today our CSO Jaya attended an event with Huobi, so another AMA. I'll send you the link right now in the community text channel. Looks like it has been shared already. So this one was with Huobi, and a fun fact about this: both Leeny, our special guest today, and I have both worked at Huobi together. Just a little fun fact for you all. So right now, if you click the link to the AMA with Huobi, you won't be able to see it, but they'll be opening the link to be able to see the recap later. I suppose it will be done within a few minutes or hours. Next up, we have ETH Berlin. So last week on Sunday, both Jaya and Chelsea Manning attended the fireside chat with Evan McMullen. We don't have a recording right now, but we do expect to receive one in the near future, and we'll definitely share it with all of you because it definitely was a great panel. And last up, CEO Harry Halpin is going to be talking at the Data Security and Privacy panel, which I believe is ongoing right now. We'll be sharing the link to this as well. So please take a look. There's a nice recording there for you. It's being live streamed. The only thing you have to enter to be able to see the panel is your phone number, which ironically is not really that private, even though the panel itself will be about data security and privacy. So please take a look at the link. It's being posted right now by Farnoosh. Thank you, my friend. So yeah,
Exactly.
lots and lots of things happening today.
I like how you avoided saying the Van Xiang blockchain summit, which I think
Oh yeah.
I butchered. So Harry is giving a talk on the data security and privacy panel at that blockchain summit, which I'm not going to repeat because I'm terrible with Chinese pronunciation, and I don't want to hurt anybody's ears any further. So our next news item is that the NIM team is having its yearly team meeting next week. Which, it doesn't sound too exciting, right? I mean, great, like a team meeting, whatever. Until you realize that our team is literally scattered around 4 continents, if I count correctly, and I have no idea how many countries. We are truly cross-continental, and we barely get to meet each other. So, although we do have a headquarters in Neuchâtel, Switzerland, which I think is an office with 2 desks or something similar, if I remember correctly from our conversations with Alexi, which you can listen to, by the way. The link will be shared on the community call text channel. It was a really interesting one. But yeah, the whole team doesn't really come together very often. Some people get to meet each other for different reasons throughout the year. But there's only one time a year when we actually all come together, and that's going to be next week. So it's super exciting. So make sure to get ready for some corny team photos and all of that stuff coming your way from all directions next week. And our next news item is our blog post about our tokenomics. So a few months ago, when shortly after our mainnet go live, we shared a series of blog posts explaining different aspects of our tokenomics. But a lot has happened since then. So this is not an explainer. This is mostly a quick update to some stuff that has happened since then. Including the fact that a total of about 300 million NIM tokens have been distributed as rewards from the mix mining pool to our Mixnode operators, and also the fact that a total of around 40 million NIM tokens are currently staked on the Mixnet, and of course more. So make sure to give the blog post a read. It's a pretty interesting one. And we published it to keep you guys posted and update you guys. And another bigger update is coming very soon. So we are working on our updated roadmap, like I mentioned earlier. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully that is happening next week, although I can't promise anything yet. It looks like we're going to be able to share more details about that next week. And as it was also mentioned in the blog post that the link was shared to just now, Wintermute, our market maker, has been hacked. Now we get a lot of questions about this. The community, of course, found out about it and is worried for us. You don't need to worry; it doesn't affect us in any serious way. But it was a pretty serious hack, so our heart goes out to Wintermute. They lost a total of about $160 million worth of various tokens, and a small portion of that was NIM tokens. But again, you don't need to worry. This doesn't affect us in any serious way. So if you're worried about NIM, you don't have to be worried. Now, in other much bleaker news, this is not directly NIM related, but we still wanted to mention it. The Tor network is under attack by some incredibly powerful adversary from what it looks like. So our relationship with Tor is a very friendly one. So Tor is an absolute undisputed OG of privacy tech in general. So we have a lot of respect for them, and anybody should who cares about privacy at all. So they need your help right now. So if you have the capacity and the technical knowledge to set up a guard node, then please do ASAP. A link was shared in our community called Text channel, where you can find out more details about the attack and also what you can do to help Tor in these difficult times. And we really hope to see Tor prevail after this attack. On to you, Ismail.
Thank you. So, as always, like previous weeks, we have another nice set of POAPs for all of you to claim. I'll send a guide or a small tutorial near the end of the call in the community call channel, and then you can all head over to the Claim Attendance NFT channel to claim your POAPs. So I've been seeing many people every week claiming their POAPs. This is very cool, and I'm very happy that you're all claiming them, looking forward to them each and every single week. So we're really talking about doing some fun things with these POAPs. So please be on the lookout for some cool potential events in the near future, some nice community events in which these POAPs could be of use. So keep on claiming these things, please.
Not only that, but in other ways, this is also just a proof of concept. So if you look around in the audience of this call, you may see our awesome Pizza J, who is our Portuguese-speaking Brazilian community manager, and he came up with this idea in the first place. So this is just basically a proof of concept, a simple design, but if there is interest, which we see there is, then we're going to be coming up with even more awesome designs as time progresses, and also we're going to be offering pull-ups for different stuff as well, starting with the AMA with Claudia that is happening in 2 hours on Gate.io's Spanish channel, and also probably many more to come. So stay tuned for them. If you're keeping an eye on our announcements and on what we're up to, you probably will have a pretty nice little collection of various nice designs. All right, so moving on to our next section, which is a pretty interesting and exciting one for me. We've already briefly introduced our next guest to you guys. So, well, for those of you, especially Sergo and some others who have been attending these calls very regularly, you know that we're on a bit of a streak with team guests, actually, because after Candice and Jaya, my guest today is also someone who I will work very closely with. And also, this is one more step in breaking the absolute sausage fest that the community calls were before these ladies joined us. So I'm super excited to introduce to you and get to chat with the newest member of Team NIM, who is our marketing manager, Leeny. Welcome, Leeny. It is great to have you on.
Thank you for inviting me for tonight's community call. So yeah, I will just shortly introduce myself. So my name is Leeny. I'm originally from Denmark, but now I'm based in Hong Kong. So before I joined NIM and before I joined HB Global, which used to be a leading crypto exchange, I was actually focusing more on worked in different branding creative agencies and helping clients to map out different strategies, like strategic positionings of where the client wants to go with a certain campaign. So for example, when, I don't know if any of you have kids, but like in Asia, we will say, okay, so this marketing campaign is about I don't know if you know this washing machine soap thing called Ariel. Not sure
Mhm.
if Sam, you have heard of it, or Ismail.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Definitely, yeah.
Probably not in all countries, but they also have it here in Amsterdam. It's a detergent brand, basically.
Yeah, like a laundry detergent brand. So in Asia, we will say, okay, so when kids they go out and play, they get dirty. And in Asia culture, people will say, "Oh, dirt is bad. Like, why are you getting dirty? You should always remain clean." But we came up with this campaign that dirt is actually not bad for kids. Why is it not bad? Can someone tell me,
Well,
Ismail or Simon?
I
Can
know.
someone?
I think I know the answer. I mean, the scientific answer. If you're always clean, then your immune system doesn't get as strong as it could be, and also you're probably exposed to all sorts of autoimmune diseases. That would be my guess. Is that accurate? Oh, guess,
Mm,
not guessed.
how about you, Ismail?
I have the same guess actually.
Okay. Okay. Well, theoretically, yes, it's correct, but actually, so we wanted to come up with something more creative. So basically, we said dirt is good for kids because kids moves around, right? Kids play, they're having fun, they're getting dirty. It just means that they are healthy and they're energetic, and this is very important for our kids' development, you know. So that's why we came up with the concept called dirt is good. So turning dirt to be bad to actually to turn it into being good. Not sure if it makes sense for you guys. So we came up with these different, campaigns here where I'm based in Asia. So yeah, okay. So enough of the creative side of the branding agency. So after that, I felt like, okay, I actually have a few friends working in the crypto space, and um, they have literally just been, keeping themselves up to date with crypto news on Twitter or on CoinDesk, things like that, wherever you get your news. So I felt like, okay, so actually, I started to get into crypto back in, I guess it was like 2019, so a little bit, maybe a little later than all of you others. So I will not say I'm complete OG, but I'm half OG, semi
Oh,
OG.
nice.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
You're
I
not a capital letter OG. You're just a regular letter OG. I don't know how
just
you say
like
that.
an original gangster. Okay, I'm just a semi OG. So basically, I felt like, okay, I think it's very interesting. I think crypto is very interesting, but I feel like it's not market good enough. So that made me move to my journey into hobby. So in hobby, I was like helping. Not sure if anyone have seen me, but I have been helping out on Telegram, but also on our Discord server as well. Um, so basically, at Hobby, I been as well also been hosting a little bit of AMAs, helping users that have problems, and also trying to help Hobby to grow or expand their operations together with Ismail. Actually, we know each other from Hobby at the
Yeah,
time when he was community manager at Hobby. Yes.
yeah, that's correct. We had multiple weekly meetings actually. I think even twice a week maybe. So
Yeah,
yeah, that was pretty cool. I really got to know you in my time at Huobi, and now I get to know you even better in my time at NIM.
exactly. It's the world is so small, I was
Yeah,
like,
Especially crypto, right? It's a pretty
yeah,
small world,
it's very
right?
small. I
So
feel like, yeah,
sorry, go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead. I don't want to cut you off.
Okay, so basically, eh, working for hobby was really, really interesting because coming from a Western background, and entering a Chinese company, there's a lot of things you actually learn and you actually explore. And I can also tell with guarantee that I also assume Ismail happened that working in a Chinese company and working in a Western company, it's very different.
It's
But
wildly different. Yeah, very, very different. Yeah.
Not only that, but also so yeah. Although both Nim and Huobi are part of the broader Web3 and crypto space in one way or another. Of course, there are some major differences between projects and exchanges. So, what is it like to work for an exchange as opposed to working for a project? And do you see any major differences when it comes to marketing and marketing strategy for an exchange versus a crypto project?
So okay, so for an exchange, right? I can give you some background knowledge how it is to work in an exchange. So basically, you are handling maybe 100,000 members, or you're handling a few thousand members. It's kind of hard when you are like only one or two people around it, and together with another team that might handle some other places, other channels. So what we do is usually when we work in a crypto exchange, we actually very open to have projects listed on our exchange. That's like my main goal is to understand, okay, so if you are a project and you think your product is really good and really strong, and you want to present it to any crypto exchange, we can say Binance, say Huobi, KuCoin, Gate.io, FTX, things like that. What they will look at, this is just internal reference for you guys that are here on the call today. What they look at when you want to get listed on an exchange is they will look at the volume. They will look at how many are really, like, is your product really needed? Why does your product stand out compared to other products? For example, NFTs, like a picture of Mona Lisa or something. Why is Mona Lisa so unique? Does it come in different shapes? Does it come in different colors? Does it come in different type of, like, instead of it's a human, it can maybe be a monkey, or it could be a cat, or it can be anything, right? So we always assess each project that coming in, and I think weekly we get like thousands of projects requesting to get listed on our Huobi's exchange. So we go in and gather these information to see how much volume they bring, how many users they bring, and things like that. And then when you think of it on a project side, and you want to get listed. So technically, I would say that a project and a crypto exchange, they are actually very similar. To be honest, they're very similar in terms of that we want to, get our brand out there so people know about you. So basically, like the truth is that there's so many like projects popping up, right? And when they want to go into a crypto exchange, the crypto exchange, yes, they want to add as many projects as possible that are interesting, right, for the audience. So basically, when they look at your portfolio or something like that, they will see, okay, if you happen to know someone that are with a cool project, you will basically introduce them and what do you call it? Basically introduce them to get listed. While projects are more like, okay, if I get listed, what benefit do I get out of it? So some of the benefit you get out of it is basically like you want to grow a bigger community, have people to share the common interest, right? That makes sense, right? I don't think, to be honest, I don't think most majority, okay, I might be a little bit naive here, but I think most projects, they're not actually looking to earn money, but they're actually looking to expand their knowledge and expand their community and get more people to literally just to get involved in the project, because we all share same interest. Maybe not same goal, but we share same interest. And for exchanges, they're more like, okay, if we list a project ABC, let's call it a ABC company, what's the benefit of a crypto exchange listing this project? One, of course, for them is to get as much as much audience as possible to get into the exchange. Second, for crypto exchanges, they also emphasis a lot on how active the community is in a project. So this is what crypto exchanges are looking for. So whenever you think you have a good idea, don't be afraid of reaching out to these exchanges and to pitch. But sometimes, I guess sometimes for not only for community managers, but for admins or for marketing managers, we get thousands of requests. So it's just about keep going, don't give up, just keep going and keep reaching out. And
that's really good advice in general as well for your lives, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it here first. Don't give up, keep going.
Just keep going. And I'm not really like some of the common question I get when I go to a networking event. Actually, networking events are really good for you guys. You speak to different people, different projects, you learn a lot. The best way to live longer is to eat healthy, eat organic, sleep those 7-8 hours, but also socialize yourself.
Exactly.
Because when you socialize yourself, you get such a big scope of, you get a big network, and network is so important. What if someone I actually need a job, or someone else is like, oh, do you know any good project that could help us to do a promotion or something like that? Or KOLs, influencers are also very important to keep in touch with. So yeah, what was it? So I will say working in a crypto exchange has its benefits, but also has its disadvantages. The benefit is that the benefit is you get to know a lot of different projects to learn, and you get a very broad social networking. But actually, to be honest, projects are the same. If you join a project, it's exactly the same thing. The disadvantage with an exchange is that you work very long hours. So in Asia, you work between 12 to 15 hours a day. That's normal working hours. So yeah, so if you guys are willing to work 12 to 15 hours, yeah, you should come in and to join a crypto exchange. I don't know what to say. This is what I wanted to share for working in an exchange.
Well said. Well said. It's pretty comparable to my own situation for when I worked at exchanges. So well said. Yeah.
Yeah, around 12 hours too. Even you're from Western, from the Europe side. Usually only Asia, like people that are based in Asia, they would work 12, 15 hours. So it's pretty well done of you to actually handle it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to marketing within Web3 in general, so not a project versus exchanges, but let's just talk about Web3 in general. So I've had quite a few of these conversations with various team members, and from those combos, it turned out that different things. So companies within Web3 have the same general functions as those in other sectors. But all companies have marketing, all companies have PR, etc. But there are some key differences that are specific to Web3. So, for example, when I talked to Jack, our head of people operations, he shared some secrets and also some challenges, when it comes to recruiting in the crypto space. And also I talked quite recently actually to Candice, who our head of PR and communications, and she also shared some info about some key specific challenges to comms strategies, in the Web3 space in general, and also some secrets to that. So when it comes to marketing within Web3 and crypto, Do you think there are any like key differences as opposed to everything else? All the other markets and segments.
So basically, what I would say is, okay, I will add this up. So, like crypto in 2022 is much more than is much more than Bitcoin and Ethereum, I would say. So the truth is that blockchain technology is rapidly pushing us deeper and deeper into the space, the space of metaverse, Web3. So every day, hundreds of new crypto companies pops up, ranging from, like DeFi startups, crypto nonprofits, NFT, DAO communities, metaverse companies, and much, much more. So if crypto is so multifaceted, how would you say that crypto marketing is? So crypto marketing is like any digital marketing campaign. It is to help a crypto company to, grow its awareness, its exposure, its community, of course, but also the last part, which is what people have most interest in, the revenue, of course, right? So, well, you might thinking into yourself, okay, isn't that the same thing as regular marketing? And basically, you can say it's yes and no, because while all marketing campaigns are similar in that they are aimed to grow, are aimed at growth, crypto marketing is a little bit different because crypto, crypto enthusiasts play by different rules. And they hang out in different places, like digital places, and they respond also on certain phrases, and they also expect things, which makes crypto its own little unique subculture, I would say. So for that, the crypto industry is a little bit riddled with scams. I guess everyone have probably gone into like people are randomly texting you on
I'm not
pretending
sure
to
why
be
you would say that.
a
I've never met any of that. I don't know why you would say that.
like if you're a guy and there's like a super hot chick, like a super model, Victoria's Secret model, spamming your inbox and like chatting up with you and things like that. Yeah, it happens. But always make your due diligence, no matter who you talk to. I would that's my advice to you guys.
So basically,
Exactly.
what you're telling me is that all these beautiful ladies that I've been talking to for these past 3 to 4 years are not real people, but bots.
It could be bot, it could be robot, or it could be, some person behind the screen have been designing a really hot chick on the using machine learning AI technologies there. Yeah, it could be, or it could actually genuinely be hot chicks, like in Chicks Chick. I kid you not. Yeah, because mainly I see a lot of, like at NIM, we have so many female leaders. You see, if you look at our website, like maybe half of them are female leaders, which I'm actually very, very impressed and also honored to be part of.
We take pride in that. It's no accident, by the way.
It's not accident. Oh, yeah. That's that's why I love this project so much. There's so much transparency and people are so open, and we can share everything together. We don't need to hold back. You won't get fired if you have any opinions. This is really, really good.
Very much
Yeah,
so.
sorry, it was like a totally sidetrack. So basically, with the okay, I mentioned spam, right? But because you know I guess if for us, like for majority of crypto projects compared to normal marketing or just in the web free space, I think there should be put extra focus on building trust and also growing a real community, not just something you pump and dump and then that's it. We This is not what, in my opinion, this is not what a project should be, especially not in the web3. I think we should all go hands in hand together and trying to grow the web3 space, make some arrangement, meet up, sometime, you guys can always, like, doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be at NIM, but it can be if you're sitting there in, in Poland or in Georgia or Germany or in Turkey, you set up some events, meet people, exchange knowledge. This is what crypto is for. This is what Web3 is for. Share your knowledge. And if you have common interests, when you have common interest, it's like dating. You date, you get to know the person, and if it works out, you're a couple. It's like working together in the crypto space. If one crypto project is engaged with the other crypto project and they're dating, and soon or later they merge, there's so much good things coming out of it. And yeah, so other than that, I would say, what else does marketing look within Web3 and in crypto? Like, I don't want to say it, but I don't know, should I mention it, Simon and Ismail? It's about a program we have. I don't know how to disclose it. I mean, am I allowed
Do
to
we have
disclose here?
do we have what sort of program do you mean?
The A program?
Oh, I think you mean the ambassador program.
Are we allowed to say it? I'm not sure.
Well, I mean, we're allowed to say that,
I will get
we're
fired by saying this.
no, I will talk to your superior immediately after this call. This is unacceptable. Yeah, so we can mention to the community, I guess, that that we are sort of looking into an ambassador program, and we have been for quite some time. But before that, though, let's get back to to scam and spam a little bit, because I think everybody in this call, or like in the audience of this call, will agree that it's everybody will know them, right? So every time I see a DM on Discord or Telegram, telling me that
Yeah.
I happen to be one of the few lucky winners of a big prize, with a lot of like rocket emojis, my heart just skips a beat. Like, how can I be so lucky? And given the fact that it happens like 87 times every day with me, I'm a very lucky and happy and rich person.
The luckiest
So-
person alive.
Exactly. So that, jokes aside, so scams and spams and all of that stuff and sketchy proposals, etc., are absolutely rampant in the space. Like, let's be honest, everybody knows this. So, why do you think this is? What makes crypto so uniquely vulnerable to this? And in general, like, what do you think about these quote unquote marketing strategies? Because they can be kind of called that, right?
Yeah. So basically, okay, guys, just internal reference, especially working in a crypto exchange, we see a lot of our users not getting scammed directly, unless it's like, if it's on our platform, we are able to, to maybe to stop it, or unless it's already, out of your pocket, out of the ecosystem, out of, for example, hobby platforms ecosystem, then we have no guarantee to get the money back. But when you see, when there's so many scam and spam, and you see that I also experienced it many times, and many of the users are asking me, oh, is it true that this person, boy, let's call the person boy. Okay, boy, is he an admin in on Huobi, for example, or at NIM? Then the best question for you is to actually go in and see and look at the admin, on your left or your right tab. There's a list of admins. They will always put admin on it. And then you will see whether this person is real or not. But always make sure that scammers, they're really good at, for example, let's just take a name, okay? Sergo, okay? Let's say Sergo is a highly profile community manager for Huobi. Let's say it like that. Example, okay? This is an example. And we see he's very engaging in all conversations. But then let's pretend me, that Danish chick, is a scammer. I will create the same name and have it the same profile picture as Circle. But how do you differentiate between me and Circle? Who is real and who's not real? You go in, you look at the role. You look at the role in the on Discord. So you click on the person's name, right click on the person's name, and check the person's role distribution, role assigned. So you will know whether this person is a scam or not. So for him, for Sergo, it would be, okay, he's an admin. But if you click on my name and my name is also Sergo, or Sergo with 2 double R or 2 O's, at the back, you will know I'm a scam. Because one thing is the unique username. The second thing you should look at is when you right click, you will see whether he is in the same group as you or not. Because they will probably just directly DM you into your mailbox, and you will have no chance to know whether this is actually an admin or a moderator or something else, or actually a scam. So you have to really, really be careful when you look into that. And worst case, if it's too good to be true, you will ask the community. That's what the community is there for, right? To help you guys to find out whether this is a scam or not. Actually, I got tricked by one of my colleagues that I thought was my colleague, because the person had, my former colleagues, that the person had the same username as her and the same profile picture. But then how I spotted it was not my colleague was because when I click into the profile, it could see exactly the same name, but the links that was tied to the website was not the same as the official website. So I knew that this person was a scam. So you have to be really, really careful when it comes to scams and when it comes to marketing strategies, and they ask you, is it really too good to be true? And sometimes you really need to cross-check whether the project is legit or not. And
all right, so wait, just a few things. So first of all, we have strict rules against people impersonating Sergo, our esteemed community members. Anybody who does that immediately gets kicked from everywhere. No, but in all seriousness, I've been working at NIM for a bit over half a year now, and you guys probably, you meet scams as people within the crypto space, but managing a community, you have no idea, absolutely no idea, like how many ideas, like how many crazy things these people come up with, from the stupidest, from the regular spam messages on Telegram and Discord, to the more sophisticated ones. So for example, I had this person reaching out, just talking to me for a while, just so we have some chat history, and then they changed their profile picture to my boss at the time. And they asked some weird question, which was immediately obvious that my boss would never ask that from me. But still, it was kind of crafty, how they did that. And there's an infinite number of variations of scams and spams. So please be extra vigilant out there, guys. This thing is rampant in this industry, and I don't really see how that could change given the online sort of pseudonymous nature of the whole space. It's very easy to pull these off, and there will always be people who want to pull it off and want to make some easy money.
And usually, my former colleague, she messaged me yesterday and were asking about transfer some money to her. So I actually replied her, and I tried to scam her back because I wanted 1 Bitcoin since I don't have any Bitcoin on me. So I asked her politely, I said, hey, I'm actually super poor. Can you borrow me 1 Bitcoin? I promise to transfer you back. And then the person that was supposed to scam me, he blocked me. So I felt,
So rude.
Okay. So rude,
Unacceptable.
so unacceptable. I wanted that Bitcoin, but I didn't get it. So you can always scam back. That's another thing. If you're very bored and you are not too busy, you scam back the person.
Waste their time. That's the best thing you can do, because
Exactly,
then
wasting.
Yeah,
just act
that's
stupid and act confused, and make them explain where you find your wallet address and send the wrong one, and do that for like an hour, and then you actually saved a few people from being scammed. That's the good thing you can do. But like let's okay, so it's a bit off topic, but
Yes.
and it's also probably a rhetorical question, but can you imagine this stuff ever actually working? Like, in other words, who in the world sees one of these random DMs, and says that, yeah, this seems to be legit. Let me provide my wallet address to this very trustworthy person who just sent me this DM on Telegram or Discord. It just doesn't make sense to me. But given the fact that so many people are doing it all the time,
Yeah.
it must be working, at least on some people, right?
Yes, I think based on my observation, I think it's mainly people that are very, very desperate or getting an airdrop, or like getting an airdrop or free tokens or something like that are the very desperate one, not the one that are like, you always have to think, even if you're very desperate to want a token or want to get the airdrop, you always have to think back, is this project legit? Is this person genuine? You need to ask these questions. Where does this come from? Where does the money come from? Where does the token come from? Where does the project come from? Because I see a trend of very desperate crypto users. Actually, they're not even thinking; they're just doing it. They said, okay, one person offer the other person 100 USDC, and in return, he will generate 10 times, so 1,000. But it never happened. So basically, that's why you guys have to be extra careful. If people ask you, for example, or saying, oh, you actually won this competition and you actually have participated in the competition, you always have to extra careful that that project is not as either their own project that is scamming you, or a project that pretend to be that project that
Exactly.
you participated in. You always have to make sure that the username, their official website is real. Just my
Exactly.
internal reference. Yes.
Exactly. So once again, on Discord, always make sure to copy the entire username, including the hashtag 4 digits, and check it on the
Right.
server whether that person the person may actually have a different server username, so they may appear as someone else on the server, but their full username will show their roles and badges on the server, and that's how you can verify. For example, me, if I reach out to you pseudonym, then you can verify me by checking the list of users on NIM, and you can see me as an admin there. Now, moving on from scams and spams to this other topic that you mentioned, which I think quite a few people will be interested in. That is ambassador programs in general. Now, it's so as we shared earlier, just cautiously, that we've been thinking about implementing something like that for quite some time, actually. But it's not simple, and it involves like a lot of work. But and also, it's worth pointing out that of course, ambassador programs are not just marketing, right? So they do involve marketing, but also mostly community engagement and growth, which is a very important aspect of any crypto project. So we've been getting a lot of questions about an ambassador program, not only recently, but also ever since I started working here, probably also
Mhm.
before that. And the question is, how do you feel about them in general? What's the pros and cons, and should we launch one?
Well, for ambassador programs, I think for well, I can only tell from my experience with the crypto exchange I was in at Hobby, that we also had ambassador programs, and I think it benefits you in a way that you actually you're literally learning and earning a little. So there's some sort of like rewards, right? So the positive thing is, we as a project, for NIM, and if we at NIM are planning to implement these ambassador programs, I think the pros and cons is that the pros is more like, okay, we want to get our our mission, our vision out there, get more people to be involved, not just looking at, because what do you say, there's a lot of people that there's a lot of people that say, oh, okay, I'm doing ambassador program because I'm making money, which I feel like it's very sad, which is a cons. It's a consequence of, okay, people are just signing up because they actually just want to make a few $100 or something like that. I feel like it shouldn't be like that. I feel like if we want to differentiate, we should definitely differentiate away from from any crypto exchanges ambassador program. For us, I feel like the positive things about having an ambassador program is actually having people that are, as I mentioned before, engaged in the same topic, have common interest, want to improve, can share their idea sharing. What else can I say about this? Testing out products,
Yeah,
things
exactly.
like
And just so the I think I can share also this. We've been thinking about this recently, the two of us, and how we would do an ambassador program. And by the way, guys, I always ask for feedback during these calls, but this is especially true for the ambassador program. Like if you have any ideas to share with us regarding that, then make sure to drop me a DM, because we're super keen to hear your feedback. And like you said, Leeny, we don't want just a cash grab, right? So if we do an ambassador program, we want to make sure that people actually learn about about not only our project, which there's a lot to learn about, and each project within Web3 is pretty complex. So we would want like a structured, nice way of people getting onboarded into the project, and by the end of the program, they actually know and understand competitively, and competently everything that there is to know about not only our project but also privacy in general and the fight that we're fighting. So
Yeah.
that's one of the important aspects of an ambassador program, in our opinion, and also the fact that we want to accommodate, um, um, you know, tech savvy people. We want to accommodate people with large followings, like community moguls. We also want to accommodate creative people. So we want anyone with any sort of interest, regardless of the angle they have towards the crypto space and the type of interest they have in it. We want to provide activities, and learning opportunities for anybody. This is not an easy task, so we're still undecided on whether we're doing this. Just guys, please make sure to share your opinions if you have any feedback on an ambassador program, what you would want to see, and also whether you would be interested in participating in one, because a lot of people on this call would of course be the first people we would reach out to, telling them that, hey, by the way, we have this program and please sign up for it, because you are our core community and very much ambassadors of NIM. So we're super keen to hear your feedback. Anything to add there, Leeny? Did I leave anything out?
No, I actually just listed down all the members and like on this call today, so that if we launch a ambassador program, we will reach out to the lucky 40 audience that are here today, that are actually genuinely spending their evening, for me it's evening, but spending their afternoon over everywhere else. Or no, not evenings, afternoons, spending their afternoons to listen to us. I feel really, really honored that to be here today, and also that to see so many supporters to actually listening in and listening to what we have to say, and are keen, are curious, are engaging. So this is really, really, for me, I will just say a big thank you.
Not only that, but also a lot of people here in the audience are part of our grants program, and just they operate their own mix nodes. So this is really our core community. That is why I really like to hang out here every Friday afternoon. And also I would like to extend the thanks that you gave to the community, and I would also like to say my own thanks to you guys. You rock, and I absolutely love you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that were all my questions for Leeny. Does anybody have some other questions to Leeny or myself, or about the ambassador program or anything else? Don't ask about the weather. I don't track the weather, and also I don't know where you live, so I wouldn't know what the weather is going to be like over there. All right, now that I said that, nobody's typing anymore. I think everybody wanted to ask about the weather. Guys, you can't do that to me. I don't know where you are.
Any question, you guys can just shoot a message or DM us, or tag us on the general channel, anything. Don't hold back. I love questions, and maybe I'm not so good at answering the question so well, but I will at least try. Yeah, come up with any challenges, any suggestions. We are open. And yeah, any improvements on our, I don't know, our products or our community, just shoot. I think this is the best way to, to improve.
Yeah, several people are typing right now. So, oh, there's one coming in from Hoystick. So their question is, how did you guys, or how did you people started your journey with the NIM community?
You start, Leeny. I think it's a shorter answer for you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So basically, I was I felt like working in a crypto exchange was good, but then I actually I think it was back in, actually this year, and this year, April, I found out about NIM, because you guys were launching your token on our list, our exchange, and it was actually my colleague that was taking care of you at the time. And then I just went into your community, was actually checking the messages you guys were doing, as well as I went on your Telegram, and I felt like, hey, this is a really nice community. People actually chat and people actually talk and being nice to each other. This is really important. Being nice to each other.
More or
And I felt
less,
like,
for the most part, I agree.
yeah. I mean, like behind the scenes, I don't know, right? But like, when you are like an audience and you get there, you say, hey, people are nice and they're helping each other. Okay, why not trying it out? And that's why I just just reach out and talking to a few of you, as well as for Jaya, the CSO, and as well for Harry. And I felt like, oh, this is actually a very nice community. And I felt like, okay, even we have such a good community, I felt like for me, joining NIM is to get it even better. Not only for the benefits for our community members, but also to be in a comfortable environment where people don't like, oh, I hate you, or oh, you're mean, oh, things like that. Like more healthy, non-toxic environment. So yeah, so that's what actually brought me to NIM. The
Hmm.
people, the community.
I think that's the perfect answer. Mine is a little different though.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my case, actually, it was a funny and really fortunate coincidence. So I was looking for a job. I didn't like my job at the time. This was last December or so, and then
Yeah.
a friend of mine who the OGs around among you may actually know, Noah, one of our community managers, who's currently on a long leave, but he's a really great friend of mine from way back when. And he just happened to reach out to me that, hey, by the way, here's this thing that I've been doing at NIM. It's community management, and you should check this project out. So then that turned into me, yeah, I'm looking for a job anyway. Let's take a look what this is. So I just started reading the white paper, which which turned into uh, reading it until 4 a.m. and taking notes and everything. So I absolutely fell in love within an hour with what the project is, because I was one of those guys who has been keeping an eye on the issue of privacy for a really long time, since about 2012, or no, 2014 actually, very closely. But it seemed to be this unsolvable civilizational issue that I just have to watch happening, and there's no control over it. Like my data will be out there for corporations and governments to grab, and it's just going to get worse, and more of these systems are going to be built which are doing that, and we're going down this path of basically dystopia, and there's nothing to do about it. So that was my mindset or like that's how I felt for about 7 years, this passive sort of, I see this but there's nothing to do. And then it turns out, that there is something to do. So there is actual tech that is ready to solve this very problem, and I got really really excited about that. So ever since then, it's been not really a job for me, more of a love project. So I dedicate a lot of time to NIM. I absolutely love it, and I really really believe in the technology, as you guys also should. And I'm doing my best to spread the word, and propagate it, and make sure people know how they can get involved, and increase our scope, to the largest possible degree, and just, yeah, make sure that we're successful. And my angle at that, of course, is community. That's my main role here within NIM, and I'm trying to build the right community to achieve that goal, to actually change that situation that I was watching quietly and passively for 7 years. That is my story. What about you, Ismail?
As for me, well, it's quite interesting actually. I'm a social animal. So people in general, human beings are very social animals. I mean, you have people who are less social than maybe the general population. You also have people who are way more social than the general population. I view myself as part of the latter group. So uh, my mother, I'm kind of switching over to my mother right now, if that's okay. So my mother really was a core part of of our community years ago, way back. So the thing everyone loved about her was the fact that she always talked to everyone that she saw, everyone on the street. She always talked to anyone and had nice conversations with people. So basically, she passed that on to me. You know, the talking to people. The so my goal in life is to be able to talk with as many people as possible, especially from other cultures and communities. So I believe that social interactions will really keep people close together. And yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing in the crypto space. And so when I joined the crypto space years ago, I joined a few Telegram groups back when Discord wasn't used as much for crypto as it is right now. So I was always in different Telegram groups, and at a certain point, I was like, okay, I really need to start working in this space because I simply love interacting with all of these different people from different time zones, different countries. So I finally ended up at Amazix. Then I started working for a few exchanges. And now I'm at NIM as an external contractor, talking with many of you every single day. So this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, basically. Things like this, and that's the reason for me joining the crypto space. Basically, it's
But
pretty simple.
ladies and gentlemen, I would like to ask for some help because Ismail is talking to me a lot. I think more than you guys. So please just get him off my back. Just talk to him, okay? So that he doesn't talk to me that much. It's getting a bit exhausting.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I do enjoy talking with you though every single day. No, but really, if you ever have
But
any questions, to all of you, if you ever just want to talk, want to vent, whatever, if you have some questions about NIM, about the future of NIM, if there is something you have, like a suggestion you have to make our community even better, just let me know. Just my name on Discord. You have my username on Telegram. So just reach out to me. I'm happy to answer your questions all day long, except for when I'm sleeping, of course.
alrighty, I think that's a pretty decent in-depth answer to that question from everybody. But we also have another one from our beloved friend from No Trust Verify, Sven. Hi, Sven, by the way. Are you guys fine with going over a little bit and answering this question? Leeny?
Sure,
All
sure.
right, let's go then. Let's go then. So Sven is asking us what is our current view of the Web3 ecosystem. So he's asking whether it's already controlled by VCs like or like venture capital, basically, just like Web2. What's your take on this?
Mm, I would say, that's actually a good question. He surprises me with this question.
Yeah,
It's a good question.
it's a question that I've been thinking about it for a while now because this is a question that looks very simple but is actually quite complex if you think about it. So I just shared an article. Oh, sorry to cut you off, Lini, by the way, but I just shared an article on Discord about exactly the thing that he's talking about.
Yeah.
I've been talking with a few Web3 projects as well lately. I actually joined one Web3 type project. I'm not going to
Okay.
name the name right now, but I've joined a project part time in Web3. It's a meta RPG type of game, and I immediately noticed that well, when I talk with different type of Web3 projects, many or most of them seem to have lots of funding already, even before uh, they actually have a Telegram group or whatever. So the article I just shared on the Discord, um, I've been seeing this in real time. So VC firms have invested lots of money in blockchain startups in 2021, and according to the article, like the first line there, they're on pace to nearly double that this year. So I kind of it's very difficult to answer this question because obviously I don't have an insight into every single Web3 startup right now, but it's my opinion personally that that yes, many VCs are trying to control many Web3 projects, basically. But there's not really a lot more I can say about this. Like, I really need a few months or maybe a year or two to like fully understand this whole thing, basically. Wondering what you're thinking about it, though, or the rest of the community, I guess.
Well,
Because
I
this,
mean, in my opinion, it is definitely a complex question that is definitely way above my head. You know, if I think anybody who's not an absolute expert would be pretty cocky if they said, you know, that they know the answer to this question. But the way I see it is that, you know, money is power, and there's concentrated money in different hands in the world, right? And that definitely is wherever that shows up, that's gonna exert some sort of power. I think that the main question when it comes to the Web3 space is how well the various projects who like are on the receiving end of that money pouring in from VCs to the space are handling that, you know. And this is not. I don't think. I don't think any other space is as well positioned to be corrupted to the least degree as the Web3 space. But it cannot be prevented completely. And I think it really depends on the project and how they handle what sort of rules they set up for their funding and what their structure looks like. You know, that decides how much they are going to be controlled by big money interests. But it is definitely a phenomenon in the space. I think we can't deny that, and we shouldn't. But there are some market very important exceptions to that. Right. And I think, again, like just based on the tech, like decentralized technologies that the space is developing in most cases, sometimes it's just called decentralized, but in a lot of cases it's actually decentralized, and that is uniquely capable of withstanding the influence of money. But there are various examples of this failing. You know, a lot of DAOs are controlled by a very small percentage of the actual stakeholders who are holding a great number of tokens, or like a lot of stake within the DAO, you know, allowing them a lot of decision-making power. So while, you know, if you look at the tech, how it works, it is decentralized, this decentralized decision-making and whatnot. But in actuality, it boils down to a percent or a fraction of a percent of the actual stakeholders that are making those decisions. So this is something that we shouldn't ignore, and I think there's a conversation definitely to be had in the space. But I would also say that that the Web3 ecosystem is still in a much better shape when it comes to this than Web 2 overall. Of course, I would definitely think that a lot of people disagree with me on this, and I understand that. And I'm not saying that my opinion on this is the be all and end all. So this is probably a longer conversation to have, which you could have in DMs, by the way, Sven, if you're interested. And this is a super interesting topic.
So from my own like opinion and from my internal reference, whenever you decide to invest in a project, always look at, if it's a Web3 project, doesn't matter. This is just for internal reference. And this is not an investment advice or anything I want to give you guys, but just keep in mind, whenever you see a project, always do your due diligence, no matter what, because you don't really want to waste or lose tens of thousands of dollars or a couple hundreds of dollars. I think a couple hundred of dollars is also money. That when you invest in a project, you always have to look at who is backing up. And if you look at a known, like a investor that you never heard about, you should always go on Twitter. I would say check Twitter, see if there's any famous people following this investment fund, and then you can whatever decide if this is legit or not. But don't get blinded when you see that, this project ABC is having some unknown investor backing them up. Because when, for me, just quite for experience, right? I was a consultant for a gaming project, and it happened to be that they said that they had funding, but then after a few months, they said that the investors wanted to control a lot on the gaming project, and then because the founders didn't agree to it, so they stopped the funding. And then that means they laid off the whole team on this gaming project. And it was very prominent, I would say. It was really a good project. And I felt it was really sad. But sometimes you meet good investors, you can also meet bad investors. It's actually about the right time, the right place, the right people, you know. And you shouldn't, and people shouldn't be cocky about, like investors. I don't know if you guys are any investor, but just be open, be transparent. Don't be cocky. Just talk out from the heart, and always do your research, always do the due diligence. Also for projects that get invested, look at the investors. What are their background? Are they scammers? Are there legit people following them? And then for investors side, they want to invest in, and I guess everyone is investor. I would say angel investors, like everyone is investors because we put money into crypto, right? So we are all investors. When we look at project, we should also look at, okay, where does the project get their funds from? Who are backing the projects up? Who are the investors? Who are they collaborating with? Things like that you should look at, but not always look at. Even you look at the brand names, you also need to look at are they pre-seeded, or do they have funding? Things like that. You need to look that up to see if they are actually backed and if they actually have cashed out the money they say they have to join the project, or to whenever you want to invest in token or you want to invest in a project, you always look into the investors. Always look into the investors, and
Exactly.
always look into, are there any like famous, Twitter handlers, like, do you guys know the guy from Real Vision, the guy
Of course.
Raul? Yeah, for him, like someone famous like him, talking about crypto, inviting famous people to join his podcast and his videos, things like that. These people, when you can see they back them up, and you follow the news, you follow their Twitter account, you follow the comments, you follow the community, you will see whether this project is legit or not. But be aware of scammers. Be aware of people that are pretending to, just to, just to say good about it, even if it's not true. You always have to have a second opinion. But not many people, like your friends, they will probably not know what ABC company is. You have to do your own research, not only relying on other people. That's my
Exactly.
take.
Yeah, that's very true. And a bit more in closing on the note of centralization around VC money, I would say there's a strong argument to be made that DeFi is not in fact that D. It's mostly just Fi, with less regulations than TradFi. So always be very skeptical. Don't sit on the hype train of this is decentralized. Those are just words. Look into what that actually means. Look into the actual power structure at play. Look into even if a project is heavily VC funded, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I explained with the unique position of technology within Web3. So make sure to check out what that exactly means. What sort of power power results from VCs having control over like a large portion of tokens, or whatever it may be, and be extra skeptical. There's no guarantee that at least when it comes to some projects, the sort of centralization doesn't happen just like it did with Web 2. But ladies and gentlemen, that was all my time for today, because actually I'm heading into a meeting very soon. So I'm going to hand over to Ismail very soon, who's going to once again explain to you the very simple steps of claiming a POAP. But before that, I want to thank everyone for joining us, especially Leeny. It's been an awesome conversation, and we're gonna be having many more of them because we're gonna be working very closely together. So welcome to the team once again. It's awesome to have you on.
Thank you so much. And I want
Yeah,
to thank
go ahead.
the audience, like staying so late and just listening to us talking. I wish really that we can pick up someone like 3 of you or something every week, or maybe it's coming up in the nearest future. Make you to share your story with the audience, not just us talking. So we want more of you guys to share your experience. Yeah. So this is definitely my goal for the next thing. Yeah.
That's a great thing. Yeah, that's so great that you said this. It's a great suggestion. Yeah, really.
Mm.
So on that note, I think
Wait a second. Wait, just the closing notes. I have OCD. I have to finish with my usual closing thoughts. Otherwise, I'm gonna have a terrible week next week. So, thanks again, everyone, for joining. It's been awesome. Have a lovely weekend, everybody. And as always, the call was recorded, and this time for real. Also, I still owe you the recording of Jaya's call last week, which I'm going to be uploading along with this one over the weekend. That's a pinky promise on my end. So, was awesome to have you on once again, and I'm handing over to Ismail. Now I had my very mandatory and absolutely necessary closing words.
absolutely perfect. Thank you, Simon. So to claim your POAP, please head on over to the Claim Attendance NFT channel. It's listed just below the community call channel. So the tutorial is pinned to the top. You can either just click the pinned message or just scroll to the top of the channel itself. You can connect your wallet, and then you need to input a little command to claim your POAP. So I'll be sending another message to the community call channel right now. So thank you very much, everyone. It's been a great day. It's been a great community call. So I hope to see all of you again next week. Thank you so much, and have a nice day.
Have a lovely weekend, everybody. Talk to you next week.
Stay safe, everyone.
Bye bye.